Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim George. Today I'm going to show you my 5 favorite Prismacolor combos, and we're going to color flowers and leaves with those, and we're going to color in the book Luna. So stick around and we'll get started. Alright, here we go. This is the page I've selected. It's near the back of the book. This is so pretty, and it's got, even though these are the same flowers, normally if I was coloring this, I would make these all the same, but I'm going to make them different for today's demo. What we're going to do is start out with the leaves, and this is my absolute favorite green combo. This is spring green, true green, parrot green, and peacock green. And I will leave all of these names and numbers in the description for you, and that way you don't have to take a picture or screenshot right now. So let me zoom in. We're going to start on this leaf right here. There's a couple of different ways you can color leaves. I love the multiple color combos that are like 4, 5, 6 different colors. So 4 is usually the minimum that I'll do. Now sometimes what I usually do is color, as you guys have seen a million times, light to dark. So let's take this one leaf and just do light to dark. And this is on that really super nice paper, so these should blend really well. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit for you there. There we go. And you don't have to do it in fourths. Even though I've got 4 colors, you don't have to split it into, excuse me, 25% sections. You can, like if you really like the true green, you can take the true green down most of the leaf if you want. There's nobody that says you have to do that. And sometimes if you do that, you could see here, you might get sort of a striping effect, which can be a little bit more of a challenge for blending. So here's just our first layer we're putting down. And maybe we'll bring that up a little bit. Now we're going to add the parrot green. Just so pretty because it adds a little, so this is so bright and yellowish in a way. And then this adds, it blues it down, even though the true green is more of a cool green. I just love that this is the color that I think makes the combo for me. Okay. And then at the very bottom, the sky, parrot green, peacock green, I'm sorry. You can see it's, I use this pencil a lot. And we'll get in the little tucked in corners there. And sometimes I like to bring the darker shade up the side a little bit. I don't know why, but I do. Not always. Okay, so now we're going to go back, dark green up to light green. And I will use my eraser to pick up those areas where I've gotten out of the lines a little bit. Y'all should be used to that with me by now though. Coloring is not about perfection, it's about enjoying the process and having fun. If you're a process colorer, if you're a product colorer, and these are terms I learned in the knitting world. If you're a process knitter, you knit for the process, the joy of just creating stitches on your needles. If you're a product knitter, you like to knit because you like to finish socks or sweaters. I am gosh, I guess it depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm a process colorist or a product colorist. I think a lot of the time it's process more than product because, I mean, don't you like to just get out a page and sort of doodle and play with colors and not necessarily have an end goal? But then there's that satisfaction you get when you finish a page and you're so proud of it. That's where the product side comes in for people. So there you go. Maybe we can apply those knitting terms to the coloring world. And if you like to crochet or knit, let me know. I am a huge knitter. During COVID, I actually knit a sweater and it got a blue ribbon in the Texas State Fair. So I'm very proud of that. why anybody needs a wool sweater in Texas during wintertime is beyond me, but I have one just for that one day a year. It gets super cold. That's how crazy we are. You gotta love to knit if you're doing something like that. Okay, so now this is the spring green at the top. And again, don't forget, I'm just sort of taking these colors over one another here. Okay. And I like to take this, pull this sort of spring green down into that true green. Gets really pretty. So now I'm just going back and blending. I like to try to get rid of as many of these little white spaces as I can. Won't get rid of all of them, but just what I can. And usually I like to blend, as I've told you guys on other videos, with the lighter color. I let the lighter color do the blending when I'm crossing over two different colors. Okay, this is the Parrot green. I get Parrot green and Peacock green, those names mixed up all the time. And thank you, Prisma, for giving us a Peacock blue. I can't remember if there's a Parrot blue. I sort of don't think there is, but there's definitely a Peacock blue. Okay, so now we're going to erase this. And that's not erasing very well, so guess what we're gonna do? We are going to improvise. And this leaf now comes down to a tip like that. How about that? I know, can't even see what I'm doing there. Okay. All right, so there's one way to color a leaf. Okay, let me show you another way you can color a leaf with these greens. And we'll just come over here. And what I'm going to do is color light to dark this way and in this direction. So I will actually speed color this section for you, and you can just sit back and enjoy. So we're back. One thing I want to do is show you how you can finish these leaves if you want to. You can take either dark green, that's not really focusing very well, dark green or black, and actually go over the lines if you like. But make sure you have a very sharp point when you do it. I think the black probably would look better than this dark green. And you don't have to be perfect, but you can do that just to add a little texture on those lines. And if you feel like you overstepped a little bit, you can always blend it back out. No big deal. Okay, on this one, try a little black. I almost feel like I can feel the curve of her, like her hand when she was drawing these lines, freehand, just kind of, And maybe if you make a noise, that helps when you make your line. So anyway, you get the idea, right? Okay. I think the black looks a little better. Or you don't even have to do lines at all. You could have left it just the way it was. Anyway, so that's finishing the leaves. So now why don't we get started on our first flower? Okay, for you horticulturists, help me out. Are these peonies or ranunculus or what are they? Right here. This is what we're gonna do first. So my next combo, ooh, I should have had this ready for y'all, is sky blue light. Okay, let me back up just a little bit here. There, okay. Sky blue light, light aqua, aquamarine, and peacock blue. So there you go. There's the other peacock family color that we're going to use today. All right, and for those of you that follow me on Instagram or have known me for a while and you've seen a lot of things that I color, you will know that this is my #1 favorite combo for just about everything. So what I'm going to do is make the top of the petals the sky blue light. I'm going to try to follow the shape of the petal. Okay. Boy, this paper is really creating a lot of pencil dust. That's okay. It's not a complaint because I love this paper. So you can see I'm making just kind of like a half circle shape, following the shape of the petal there. All right, now this is the aquamarine. Bring that in. And the peacock blue. This is such a pretty blue, you guys. And I think I might have even used this combo on my Amazon paper video, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so now I'm gonna go backwards. So I made the peacock blue, kind of blended it in, made it pretty dark there. Get my brush. Let's go aquamarine. I don't know why, but I remember in the, I think it was the 80s or 90s, there was a mermaid movie called Aquamarine. Am I making that up or is that right? Okay, light aqua. And again, really bringing that lighter color over into that darker color as I try to blend. Emphasis on try. Okay, and this is my favorite part. Here, taking the sky blue light. Now this pencil here, you'll notice which one, let's play Sesame Street. Which one is not like the others? Yeah, this guy. I went to an art store when I was visiting my parents. My family's from Waco. We grew up in Waco. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go to an art store. And in this art store, I'm going to look for their Prismacolor open stock pencils. And there they all were, Prismacolor Premier Pencils, except these are very thins. You call it, is it very thin or very thins? V-E-R-I-T-H-I-N-S, the very thin pencils, which it's a thinner lead so you can get a pointier tip for more detailed work, but it's not as soft as like the Prismacolor Premiers. So this isn't blending the way it normally would for me. Normally this sky blue light, I could pick up the light aqua and drag it up to the edge. Okay, now isn't that pretty? So what we're going to do now, I will speed color the rest of the petals for you. So enjoy while I do this. I'll be right back. Okay, well, I just pulled a Kim and thought I was recording the speed color, and I wasn't, so my apologies. Let me just talk you through what I did. You could see I followed the same light to dark on the petals. It's easy on the outside. When you start getting to the interior petals, don't feel like you have to be so prescriptive with following a formula. Just put the color wherever you think it feels right. Sometimes the interior of these, like these flowers as they cluster in the middle, it's a little darker. So you could go a little darker with some of these. One thing I wanted to show you real quick, you know I like to shade and shadow, and we've already got a lot of shadow as it is with the darker Peacock blue, but I like to go in to these little areas and maybe just add the tiniest bit of black, just to add a little more darker shadow, like where this petal is crossing here, where this petal is crossing over this one. Just a little, just to darken it just the tiniest bit. You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do this at all. This is a personal preference for sure with me. Okay, and then you can take the Peacock blue and actually come down on these little lines. Okay, there you go. So there's the blue flower. All right, so the next flower, let me get my pencils together and I will be right back. Okay, the next flower we're going to do is this one right here. And here we go with one of my favorite pink combos. Deco Pink, Processed Red, Mulberry, and you can see this one's worn out, but this is Dahlia Purple. It's so pretty. So if you have a color family chart, you'll see a lot of these colors sit next to each other on that color family chart. So it's not really rocket science, but you know, like I said, I like to just mix up a lot of different colors. I'm going to follow the same formula on this one as I did on this one here. So that was the Deco Pink, Processed Red, and if you've seen my Instagram feed, sometimes I think it is Processed Red Pink. If you start scrolling through it, I love it. I've tried so hard to color softly, and I just can't for whatever reason. I just always end up going back and making it vibrant and bold. It's just in my blood, I guess, to color that way. But I admire so many beautiful pages that are just colored in such a soft way. It's really beautiful. So this is now the Dahlia purple, and it's such a pretty purple. You know, it's funny because when it comes to Prismas, they just don't have a lot in the purple family. I mean, to me, I guess like Dahlia purple, I guess I shouldn't say that. I guess when I think of purples, I think of like your amethyst, which is the new color, lilac, lavender, but this I think is the prettiest purple in the box, is the Dahlia purple. Okay, so just going back, light to dark, dark to light. I should make a little poem. But I'm going to spare you and not do that. Like a mnemonic to memorize or something. But you'll get the hang of this. If blending is new to you, it just takes practice. And if you've got a coloring book that you bought and you're just kind of not real into it, that's the perfect coloring book to use to practice different combos, different coloring techniques. Don't throw it away. Maybe it's not your favorite book to color in. Maybe you decided, oh, I don't like coloring choo-choo trains or whatever it is. But use those choo-choo trains to try out new Prisma combos and just beat up on it. Make it a tool that works for you. Okay, so there, this, especially when you have a really light color, I think like this Deco Pink, we've got a Deco Yellow in the box. It's a really great blender pencil, any of your really light colors. Okay, there we go. So there's the first petal. So what I'm going to do now for real is speed color the rest, and you'll see the process similar to what I did here. So I promise you didn't really miss out. So I will be right back. Okay, the pink flower is done. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with the black. I'm going to kind of bring in and make a little shadow under some of these petals. Just real gentle, nothing super strong. Just something to sort of show a little, give the petals a little separation. And like I've said before, if you feel like you've gone too dark on your shadow, you can always blend it out. It actually looks better when you blend it out anyway, doesn't that? Yeah, look at that, that looks great. So that's just an example there. I won't do all the petals right now. Otherwise, I would be here all day. When it comes to my shading, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist, which I say all the time, don't be a perfectionist, but yet here I am. Okay, so there you go. So now we have 2 flowers done. So let's do this flower next. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The next combo is going to be kind of a fun bonus combo. We're going to mix pink and some salmon color in here. So it's similar to this, Deco Pink, Salmon Pink, Processed Red, Dahlia Purple, and Black Grape. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started. So we'll start out with the Deco Pink. And if you really wanted to have fun with your flowers, choose unconventional colors like browns. You could take like a really grayish brown, like almost maybe like a French gray, and mix that with like a mustard gold color. That'd be really pretty. Sort of like, if you think of like dried flowers that you see for sale, might look something like that. Just really pretty things. Okay. And you know, you can always look to nature for inspiration on how to color your flowers. So whatever flower this really is, if it is a peony, for instance, you could look up peonies on the internet and copy some of those colors. Okay, it's got this black grape, which is really dark, but it makes it really pretty. Let me bring that up just a little bit. Okay. You know, when you take 4-color combos like this, if you have a Millie Murata book and she does a lot of the different stripes and squares and shapes, it's fun to plug a combo like this into that textured pattern to see what happens. You get some really pretty results. All right, now, oops, now we're taking the salmon pink and really see how that blends in so pretty with that processed red. It really changes that combo, makes it so pretty. We're gonna bring that salmon pink up into the Deco Pink. Look at all that pencil dust. Blech. Okay, and here we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is play with the black grape a little bit more. Try to get a little bit more of that in there. It's kind of like those pansies that you see that have a lot of really colorful depth and contrast. Like they'll have a bright yellow and then a super dark purple on the same flower, and it's just so pretty the way those colors contrast and are almost kind of streaky on the petal itself. Okay, so there's the first petal. I will stop and speed color in just a second for you. Okay, so there's flower number 3. What do you guys think? I really like the dramatic color differences on this one, and I think it's really pretty. So again, what I'm gonna do, add just a little bit of shading where these petals overlap. Maybe outline the petal a little bit more. You could actually use the black grape to do this too if you wanted to. And then when you blend it, just kind of gives it, oops, I picked up a little bit of the black there. It makes it really pretty and sort of dispersed. Not a real harsh shadow. Okay, y'all get the idea, right? Right. All right, last flower. I will be back in just a second. Okay, and we're back, and here is the next color combo. Since I was just talking about brown, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna ditch my other combo and show you a really fun one going from like a peach to a brown on a flower. So let's get started. We're gonna use peach, salmon pink, pale vermilion, pumpkin orange, sienna brown, and chestnut. Okay, here we go. So let's start out with salmon. And you might be wondering, I'm sorry, this is peach, not salmon. Kim, how do you create these combos? Well, you know what? I don't. I go out on Pinterest and I find them. And I see combos that other people have used, and then I've adopted them because I think they're so pretty. I do not call them my combos. I think I just did this color backwards. That's all right. But if you go out to Pinterest and just type in Prismacolor combos, you will get pages. Same with Polychromos combos, Black Widow combos, Copic marker combos. It's just amazing, and you can get so inspired, and you can see a combo. Maybe somebody used this combo on, like this one on a t-shirt, I don't know, and a t-shirt they were coloring in a book. And then I'll take it and see where I can stick that somewhere else. So now here, I guess this is going to be more like a fall color. And maybe I should have used a gold up there. That would have been really pretty. Let's see, chestnut, sienna brown. Sienna brown goes next. Now, if I were coloring flowers in my garden right now, this whole thing would practically be brown. Y'all, my garden, it's so sad. It's so hot down here. My poor flowers are just not gonna make it. They are dying. It's terrible. Okay. This pumpkin orange is so pretty. Does that not feel like fall? It's really pretty. I think I might just ditch this peach color altogether from this combo. So I'm going to revise it. We're just going to go orange into the salmon pink. I did have a yellow combo picked out for y'all, but it was so close to, the thing about yellow combos and orange combos is that they overlap. So this was originally going to be an orange combo, and I just called an audible and made it an orange and brown combo, so I guess I could have left it. All right, so my darkest color is sienna brown. I'm going to bring that up just a little bit and pull that down here. Okay, so now I will speed color the rest of the flower for you. Oh, and to quote the great Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. I'm having a day, you guys. Here's the result of what I colored on this orange to brown petal. And instead of using the black for the shadows, I used chestnut to go in and create the shadows and put the contour on the lines. But it's the same formula you saw me do on the other flowers, just going light to dark. So there you go. There's 4 different color combos for you to try and use on your flower coloring pages, as well as my favorite bright green leaf combos. So I hope you give these a try. And if you do try them, tag me on Facebook or Instagram so I can see. Thank you for tuning in today. If you are a return follower, I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed this. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.